Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my review of Samurai Gourmet, a Japanese television series from 2017 that is a mix of drama and comedy. Our protagonist here is a 60-year-old man named Takeshi, who has recently retired. When he's not spending time with his wife, he enjoys taking strolls and venturing to different restaurants. And yes, despite the title Samurai Gourmet, the story in fact takes place in modern times. So what does this show have to do with samurai exactly? Well, Takeshi is a very imaginative individual. When faced with an uncomfortable situation involving other people, he imagines what a samurai would do to deal with it. And that's exactly what happens. The samurai aspect of this J-drama is essentially our protagonist's imaginary friend. Certainly a bit different from what I was expecting going into this, but I think it works pretty well. This television series is 12 episodes that are 20 minutes each. That's about half as long as a typical J-drama. Now this could be a problem if the show was plot-driven, but it really isn't. This is very episodic stuff. With our protagonist venturing to and eating at a restaurant during every episode. Sounds repetitive in concept, but the scriptwriters do a great job of mixing things up. For example, each episode shows a different kind of Japanese food, and even a few non-Japanese foods are showcased. Each episode has different side characters that show up, so their interactions with our protagonist are different each time. One of my favorite episodes, actually, is the one involving the ill-mannered teenage girl. I thought the dialogue in that one was pretty good. Also, something happens in episode 2 that surprised me a little bit and added some unpredictability to things. So all this creates like an easily consumable television series that is served in small bites of 20-minute segments. The total runtime, actually, is only 4 hours for the whole first season. You can binge watch this in one night, no problem. Now, despite the non-focus on story, there are some themes and recurring elements at play. The relationship between Takeshi and his wife is fleshed out little by little as things move along. There's a feeling of nostalgia that bubbles to the surface because this guy occasionally visits restaurants that he hasn't been to in decades. The theme of proper etiquette is omnipresent as well. I also like the theme of venturing out and trying new things, which is consistently emphasized here. Now, our lead actor is Naoto Takanaka. I became a fan of this guy after seeing him as a school teacher in Swing Girls. But he's been in a bunch of good stuff over the years and has worked multiple times with big-name, highly acclaimed directors. He also has a tendency to steal the show with vibrant, humorous performances. Shall We Dance and Nodame Cantabile being two examples there. He's very expressionistic in Samurai Gourmet, but he does it in a charming way, and he successfully portrays a man who really gets a lot of enjoyment out of eating food. I can appreciate that. So our imaginary samurai is played by a man named Tetsuji Tamayama, not a household name, but he has a long list of appearances in supporting roles. His character in Samurai Gourmet is very surly. He's a no-nonsense guy who just tells it like it is, and that's frequently the basis for some of the funnier moments in this show. He was good in this. Now, I enjoyed this show a lot. And I hope they make a second season. I love shows that are based on food, you know what I mean? They don't really get into how the food is prepared very much at all. Only a little bit. It's mostly after the food is presented, and he kind of assesses it and gives his maybe not a rating, so to speak, but his opinion on the food that he's given. And sometimes it might not be as good as you might think, which is cool. If this sounds interesting to you, it's currently streaming on Netflix. But whatever you do, I'm giving you a warning here. Do not watch this on an empty stomach, because it will make you really hungry. In fact, there were some episodes, most episodes, where they're showing a particular Japanese food that I can't really get where I live. Maybe in a big city you could get it, but I wouldn't be able to get some of the Japanese foods that they show in this show, so I gotta wait until I go to Japan again for vacation, which is extremely frustrating. But just don't watch the show hungry. And as always, I will see you next time.